Shalom, my friends. Wonderful to be with you. We are trying something new today. I really want to connect with you, and sometimes it's difficult to write down so many things and so many thoughts and what's happening here. So I thought it would be great to do just a YouTube to you. I might try to do that regularly. So I wanted to tell you we finished the day. This is like the evening, and I'm walking the dog in the forest here, which is next to where we live. And so he's happy going around and I can speak with you. Today we've done a program with Nehemiah Gordon, which was wonderful, again about redemption, because it's really our theme right now, and we're speaking about the name of God. This was very exciting. And this week I've been really busy. Wednesday night, Thursday late afternoon, we had a wedding in Har Bracha, and Har Bracha is in Samaria, and is wait, I might show you a bit of the forest because it's really beautiful. So it's just not far from where we live, and the dog can just run around. You have the road one, the motorway somewhere over there. So we are, where we live is right the beginning of Samaria, because it's at the north of Jerusalem. Anyway, so let's go back to the wedding. We were in Har Bracha, and it's next to Shechem. And Shechem, if you remember, is where there is the tomb of Joseph, and it's also where there is the Mount of Ebal and the Mount Gerizim, and it's where they were saying the blessing and saying the curse. And so Har Bracha means the mountain of blessing. So it's where there is some Christian, and we've done some program with them. They are called Har Yovel, and they are helping the people of Israel to harvest the grape, because there's a lot of work. When you do it, because it's kosher wine, you need to do it by hand. So they have volunteers who come. If some of you wants to do it, you are very welcome. They do that obviously every year and during the summer. And so we knew a friend, Levi, and you can see on the update, a friend has done a little Facebook from the wedding. And so I share it so you can see, because interesting enough, the Christian who live here in the land, some Christian who live here in the land can really see the beauty of what God has given to the Jewish people. And they are starting really to take the beautiful things that God has spoken to the Jewish people. Because we are discovering that it's not just Jewish, it's that God has given them a way of living, and now they are more and more Christian, or more and more believers in the God of Israel wants to live more in a Torah way. And we spoke already many times, Torah doesn't mean law at all, as unfortunately is very often translated in our Bible. But it means instruction, which means where is the way, where is the path for us to live the proper way. So anyway, we had this beautiful wedding, and we had some Jewish people together. There was Gideon Ariel, funny enough, we've done also a program with him. There was Rivka, Lambert Adler also was there with me. There was Sandra Barra, some of you might know her too, and we were there. And obviously Tommy Waller and her family, and many volunteers who are still over there. So if you remember, a Jewish wedding starts usually in the evening, and it's a bit like a picture of, when Yeshua will come back on earth. He's coming at the end of days, because when we look at the calendar, the 6,000 years, and after the 7,000 years will be Shabbat time, where he comes with his kingdom. So it's really, when you see the wedding for the Jewish people, is you can see a lot of pictures of what God has purposely prepared for us all. So this was very interesting. And the next day, we got up very early, and we went to Jerusalem to meet 40 people who wanted to go to Hebron and to visit. Many of them were just for the first time in Israel, and some, almost I think most of them, because I know that some people have been twice already in Hebron, but most of them, it was the first time for them to go to Hebron, so it was new for them. We walked a lot over there because I really wanted to show them Hebron, the ancient city of Abraham and Sarah, and Isaac and Rebekah, and also Jacob and Leah. I'll show you a bit more of the forest because it might be more interesting for you to see that than to see my face all the time. So this is what you can see, and here, turning around, and you might see a bit further down is Abu Ghosh, and you might see also the road over there, and is the road 1, so it's like our motorway, I would say, who goes from Jerusalem to Tel Aviv. Anyway, we come back to the story of Hebron. It is just beautiful to go over there. There is a new observation tower, so you can see really from above. And what was the highlight for me to go over there? I think it was just to bring 40 people, because sometimes when I guide people in Hebron, I'm like 2, 3, maybe 6 people, but this time we were 40, so people could see us. You know, Hebron, the Jewish community, they are only 3% in Hebron. Hebron is mostly Palestinians and is one of the biggest city in a Palestinian city in Israel. So it's quite tough for the people, and you know, it's like a hotspot really. So to have Christian over there, to discover there is a synagogue which is called the synagogue of Abraham Avinu, our father Abraham. This was beautiful. But you know what Nehemiah was saying today? He was taking one of the first, and he was saying, don't forget that Abraham is not your father, is not the first one. He's the one who was following me, but I am your father. And this is like Hashem, is Jehovah who is saying that. So it's really beautiful to see that. It was really nice to do a program with Nehemiah, because we haven't done one for a long time with him. And that's it. We are going to rest, hopefully, this weekend a bit, because we are going to have again a very busy next week. There is a Christian Media Summit, so this has been organized for the second time. This is a bit windy now. Second time in Israel, and now I'm going to show you. I'm going to stop for a while. See, there is a place where GNF, they planted trees there. So it's just beautiful to see that this forest there was nothing before, it was a bare hill, and now there is lots of trees. And if we go now, we are passing over one side of the forest, and far away over there is the beginning of Jerusalem. Anyway, I was telling you about this Christian Media Summit. It's the second time. We had one last year. Unfortunately, I was very sick, so I've been on it for 2 days, and after I was in bed for a month, which is really bad. But this time, well, just even this weekend, we really want to take the time to rest and have really a lot of strength, because it's going to be 4 full days. But it's wonderful, you know. It's the first time, second time now, but it's like Netanyahu asked his government to do a special media summit for the Christian, because he knows how the Christian journalists are speaking about things that are important. Because I'm sure you know, a lot of media, the journalists are leftist, and they are not standing for Judea, they are not standing for Samaria. And this is very sad. So it's wonderful to see that Netanyahu started this summit. We're going to be with a lot of journalists from all around the world, and Christians. So I think we're going to have some great time. And there is a day where there is a tour, and we're going to look at things like agricultural things. There was different things to choose from, but we choose, Martin and me, to see something about look how beautiful it is, agriculture. So you will hear about it, and I'm sure that we are going to meet some amazing people, so this will be very good. We're going to see people from CBN, we're going to see, yeah, anyway, a lot of other journalists also. So that's it. I hope that you enjoy this YouTube. Please just send me a little tiny thing saying yes, we love that, because sometimes it takes a long time to write and I don't always have the time. And I thought, okay, to do a little YouTube for all of you is much better, so we can connect. I know that a lot of you pray for Israel, you pray for what's happening here. Thank you again also for your support. We have now to pay for our editor, we need to pay for our camera person, because it's how it is now. Our children are all gone. Thomas is still working with us, but he's married and we need to pay him because he's normal. He's not living with us anymore, and he needs to support his wife. So, and he's working hard, so I think it's normal. He's just working 1 day and a half with us. 2 days, sorry, 2 days. But this is important that he's paid also as a normal worker. And we are also praying and putting some money slowly aside for the next car. Right now we have an old one who is working, so it's great, but we need really to have another car, because I don't know for how long this one will last. And we want to do really more program also, I think this year in Judea and Samaria. I think I will really like to do that, and go a bit more outside. For you, we really want you to really connect with Israel, because I know that some of you can't come here, but we really want you to connect, because God is doing amazing things here. We have some tough time. We heard about there was few murders. There was 2 murders on Sunday, and 2 weeks before we had also somebody who's been murdered in Gush Etzion, which is in Judea. So there is some tough time. There was also still thing in Gaza, and today there was some rockets again thrown, sand from Gaza into the south. So there is really things who are not nice. But again, here we can see that God is preparing his people, that really a lot of things are happening, and we really want you to carry on connecting with the land and with the people. And you remember also in Hebrew, because when you start to read your Bible in Hebrew, oh my gosh, it's just like something totally different. It's like you feel so much close to the mind of God, and it's just amazing. So from me, Natalie Blackham, I'm saying bye to you, and I say shalom, shalom, and also Shabbat shalom. He's coming very soon. Okay, bye and see you next time.